Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of This is for the Soul, and I'm your lovely host, Brianna Sade. Here on this podcast, we talk about all things mental health, personal growth, self-care, spirituality, girl talk, you name it, I'ma talk about it. This is also the place where we learn and grow through having those honest conversations. So today I want to have an honest conversation about something that I did, and that is I deactivated my Instagram account. It's been a journey of reflection and self-awareness and reclaiming my mental peace. Like, I've been going back and forth with this app for years, and it's more so of a me thing. It really doesn't have to do with anybody else. This isn't just about me stepping away from the app. It's more so about me exploring how social media has evolved and its impacts on mental health and how we can create healthier boundaries in a digital world. So in this episode, we're basically gonna discuss how Instagram has changed, the pressures to post and perform, and the lurking presence of monitoring spirits, a term that I have heard often recently. So for a long time, Instagram felt like it was a creative outlet at a point in time where I could just post whatever I wanted and be myself. But that was like back in middle school and high school. I feel like ever since then things have changed. I did like sharing moments. I was that girl. It was Instagram and Snapchat for me for a long time. Snapchat was first, connecting with other people, posting for shits and giggles, and it was just a way to be close to everybody without actually being close to everybody. But somewhere along that way, it just stopped feeling real and authentic, and the pressures to keep up, to post regularly, to maintain a certain image or be somebody that I'm not, it became kind of exhausting because of how the app changed. I feel like over the years it turned more from a platform where you can post pictures and videos for fun to just like a huge competition. Who's better than who wore it best, who got their dream car, who got their dream house. Like, it's just a lot of fake curated content that people just post, and it just doesn't feel genuine or authentic anymore. And I don't even have a lot of pictures on my page. I usually would post on my story, but now it's really just my close friends, and I'll post in my story sometimes, but it's mainly for my close friends, and I just like being nosy. But I've evolved. I am evolving, and I told myself that this year is going to be my live out loud year. I realized that I was spending a lot more time worrying about how I was perceived online than actually enjoying my life offline, and that's something that I've struggled with for a couple of years. It's something that I've internally dealt with, and I don't know, I just recently just felt called to just take a step back and be free. The algorithm, it does reward consistency and engagement, but it's like if you don't post often, then you kind of get shoved to the bottom. But another thing is, like, people are more so invested in what you got going on in your life than rather actually supporting you. Like, I could post right now and say I'm pregnant and probably get like 700 views and like 300 hearts in an hour. But if I was to post, hey, I have a podcast episode coming out, I guarantee you I would only get like 100 views and 2 hearts. Like, it's just like people are really more about keeping tabs than actually genuinely supporting you. And it's not even just about sharing your life anymore. It's more so about being a brand and keeping up with the Joneses. And that's just not something that I want to buy into all the time. It's not me. It's not who I am. And I wanted it to be that way. I wanted to be that girl. I will admit, I have compared myself to people, and I've done things like buy followers and shit to feel satisfied on that app. When I was younger, I did buy my followers. Like, I had more than one page, first of all. Let's be honest, okay? It's easy to feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not being enough, or you're not where you need to be, when really there is no right place for anybody to be. You can be at any age and still be getting your life together, still figuring shit out. There's no set age that you have to have everything together. There's this unspoken pressure to post the perfect picture, to share the right moment, to act like you've got it all together, to share every time you travel or when you're doing something fun. And that's just not realistic, because when you're really in the moment, you're not really worried about posting, or you're not really worried about showing your location or where you're at because it's cool, you know? There's this term, monitoring spirits, that's being thrown around, and it's being used to describe the negative energy of people who observe your life, not to support you, but to critique, envy, or judge. And even though it might not be directly, social media amplifies that, because there are people who sit on the internet and scroll and give off judgment and give off criticism. And this makes you hyper aware of who's watching your stuff, who's clocking your post, who's doing this, who's doing that. Because I know we all have those couple of people who don't talk to you at all, but will be the first person or the first few people to watch your story. We all have those people. And what makes it even more crazier is these people can be friends, family, co-workers, whoever. There are people out there who will secretly judge you, secretly shame you, secretly, do anything they can to tear you down. Even though you might not see it directly, it does happen. Which is why it's important to protect your peace. Watch what you share. Be mindful of who you share with, because people like to get on social media, Instagram and Twitter, and people like to get on these platforms and spill their beans, spill their business, share their whole life, and then get mad and wonder why they're getting so much hate or backlash, or why people are saying certain things. Well, it's like, Buki, when you post stuff on the internet, anywhere, it then gives other people permission to say and comment on whatever they feel like. So just always be mindful. And another thing too is, if you do feel like monitoring spirits is a problem, you can always do a mass unfollow, or you can private your page. There's a way to limit the amount of monitoring spirits that you have on your page, but in all honesty, they're really not all gonna go away, because you're always gonna have those type of people on any social media platform. There's always gonna be people that are just watching just to watch. But Instagram is the perfect place that harbors a lot of those people generally. Anyway, it's only been like a week or two, and I am adjusting, but stepping away from Instagram has allowed me to focus on who I am. It's not like I post on my Instagram a lot. I usually just post on my close friends. I post on my stories sometimes. I still would always have the urge to open the app and take pictures, and then maybe I'll post something, maybe I won't. But I just felt like I had to show up as one way. And I'm not just a pretty face. I have a lot of things going on in my life, and it just has allowed me to be more present. It's allowed me to be more intentional and more at peace, and like there's not this sense of, oh, I have to share this, or oh, I have to do this, or oh, I have to post this, because I really don't have to do anything. But those feelings those feelings would arise when I did have the app. So yeah. And then, I'm not trying to demonize social media or Instagram, but it's about recognizing when certain things no longer serve you and making the right changes to protect your mental health. Because the older I get, the more that I'm learning that a lot of the things that I used to like, I just don't like anymore. Or a lot of the things that I found interest in doing, they just don't interest me. And tapping into that has made me see things a lot differently. But yeah, so this was just a little short, sweet, simple, to the point episode. And I've talked about why I chose to deactivate my Instagram and the ripple effects of social media on our mental health, from the app's evolution to the impact of monitoring spirits and constant comparison. It's clear that taking a step back can be a powerful act of self-care. It gives you a sense of reclaiming your power and redefining how you choose to document your life. So just taking pictures just to take pictures and have the memories, instead of doing it because you want to post it on a social media platform, or doing it because you feel like. But if you're feeling overwhelmed by social media, I do encourage you to pause and ask yourself, like, is this adding value to my life? Is this taking away from it? Because your mental health and your peace are worth protecting, and how you go about protecting those things are important in your everyday life. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting me. Don't forget to leave a comment, a like, a review. Let me know how you enjoyed this episode. Also, make sure to keep up with me on my Substack and Lemonade. I love you guys, and I will chit chat with y'all next episode. Bye. Mwah.